All right. Hello, Beyza. Long time no
Uh,
see.
Long time no see, Ellie. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm good.
Good,
Ready to rock
good.
and roll.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So today's session is going to be operations and facility standards. I figured that will be the first one we are touching base today, like in early stages. So we make sure that we are on the right start here. You know what main focus is here in the restaurant that you will be taking care of. It is quite a short agenda today. I think we should be able to get that done in upcoming 30 minutes or so. But again, as always, for those who are joining or watching this video, it is going to be the same for them to just make sure they understand what we expect out of GMs in the facility itself. I only have three. I'm sure we will add more as we discuss, but it is under three main items: daily operations review, maintenance and vendor coordination. And then plus one is health, safety, and ServSafe review. That being said, starting with the daily operations review, I want to say thank you, Beyza, for taking care of this office where I'm sitting right now, making it organized and clean. So this is really personal expectations. And I should point out that Graham, when he goes into offices, that's like really what makes him happy or unhappy in the restaurants when it is like a clean, organized office, no matter which location it is. And not just office, but we mainly focus office because our managers are usually tend to clean the like dining room, kitchen, basement, and everything. But somehow office is usually the one that gets messy because over the time, multiple people using it at every location. So it is great to keep it organized. And as soon as you see this coming out of control, that is either by chefs, by your managers that are using on your day off, let's make sure you do address that right away, right? Looking at today's focus is really on the backbone of your daily GM duties, the routines that make every shift consistent, efficient, and guest ready or team ready. It doesn't have to be just guests because your team members, when they see anywhere that the guest is not seen, that gives them an idea what we are doing as management. I think we can start talking with pre-shifts right here. You know how much we pay attention on our pre-shifts
Yeah.
and how much important it is that we should not be skipping for no reason. It can be kept short if for some reason we were running behind on something whatsoever, like whatever reason we might have, but we should always do our pre-shifts because this is how you do get your team ready. But let me just step back before getting the pre-shift part of it. As a GM, when you walk in this restaurant, it needs to be part of your daily routine is literally do a quick walkthrough of the entire restaurant as well as outside. As you might have heard it many times from Graham, inside and outside of the box. So we are not only focusing on the inside, we are also focusing on the outside box. And during the winter, during the summer when you have the patio open, yes, people are seated there, so it is really important. But during the winter, when people come here with their drinks, like it is insane how many times you will find empty plastic glasses and everywhere in your entrance. If you don't see those, what does it give to guests before they even see host? They are seeing the trash or whatever he throws down. So it will be your first thing every day without skipping. Do your walkthrough. And if you see something in the basement, back of house or front of house related, you can take your notes and then address those to the chefs. That comes down to empty buckets, the mop buckets, mop hats, whatever it is. In the kitchen, if you see anything that is missing, that hasn't done like those things, you can point out. And then once you do your walkthrough, you sit at your desk or at the table, whatever you do to get ready for your pre-shift launch. And until we hit that pre-shift itself, there are so many steps that you need to follow up. And we will touch base on those ones again with the sessions as we go through. But overall, you sit down and the main priority here is people, when they send emails, they get responses within the same day. Unless they send it after 8, 9 p.m., that your day was almost over. But let's make sure during the day, even if it is before you get together, if you are doing some work at home, those emails, info emails, voicemails are taken care of. So customer is not waiting to get a response. And then you can, when you get here, do the same thing again, listen to voicemails if there are any, do the cancellations, modifications, updates, and callbacks to people as part of your opening duty. Then you will review, again, we are going to touch base on this one in details, but here you will review your repeat guests, VIP guests, reservation notes, anything that you want to add under your pre-shift notes off the table. And then you will look at your total covers and sections, how you can divide them. This is in your control as much as you can update it, making sure if one section is going to be really multiple, same time triple, sit-in, you can update those to make it easier on the sections. Again, the reason I am pointing that out, if you are maximizing the business, there might not be many options for you to move things around. Because at Gather Jackson Hole, that might be different at other locations, but we do 3 full sit-ins, which means as we open within 30 minutes, most of the time we have full restaurant, and then in the middle turn and then late turn, those just keeps going. So it's just making sure you do know the flow of your shift, and that will give you the option to inform the team during the pre-shift what they should be paying attention to. And then it will give you the knowledge to go back to the kitchen and tell them what they should expect out of the day, same with the bartender, what they should expect. Besides that, part of your pre-shift, you will be looking at your schedule, who is working, and then you will add those on the pre-shift notes as well. So the team knows who are their support people as well as who they are going to be working together that day. And any notes that you want to bring up to the pre-shifts. And this is something really important that we fail to update. If something has happened the day before, that needs to come to pre-shift for upcoming 3 days. If it is something the server made a mistake, right? It is a common mistake that you want to make sure everybody is in the loop. That can be an allergy. That can be something that we have not realized before. If those things happen in the previous days, let's make sure we keep talking about it for up to 3-4 days until everybody hears about it. And same thing with an update. Let's say you found out something through leadership that something is changing that the team needs to be informed about, that you will add it on your pre-shift, not only for that day, always for upcoming days. And overall, anything that they need to really be aware of for the shifts that will be added there. And all these points that we are adding here, you have done it before. This will be way more notes during that pre-shift than what we are just discussing at this stage. But overall, what you would like your tip to be in the loop, not only for the night, but overall that we want to address, because it is the great spot to pass the messages to everyone sitting there. And once you are done with your notes, you publish your notes, then you add your your repeat guests, and then you do your pre-chatting with the chef. Chefs are still coming to join the pre-shift to answer any questions they might have. And then you do review everything and make sure people are arriving on time. Then you will have a couple things that you want to make sure that is ready, right? Because you start pre-shift, by the time pre-shift is done, you only have 15 minutes before you open the door. So make sure people, your team, before they sit down for pre-shifts, everything that needs to be taken care of is taken care of. Like, again, those are, I can go in details, but we will have a checklist for those things. Making sure everything is being dusted. TV, the wood boards, like whatever that they do during as part of their opening duty, that service opening checklist or any positions opening checklist is done and ready. And then you will start your pre-shift. You did a great job, but for any other managers, we want those pre-shifts to be exciting, where people feel that they are part of and then they enjoy. We never want to see people just being like this and just listening to the manager, just giving them all this info. Always start with some creative ways. Most of the time we do positive goodness, right? It doesn't have to be that every day. You can get creative asking questions. I don't know. I have asked people if they were to date with any celebrity, who it would be. And now you know their celebrity crush too. But anyway, it's like any sort of fun question that can get the energy up. Keep it within that 3 to 5 minutes if there is not long pre-shift notes that you have. And then touch base on the pre-shift, anything that you want to touch base there. And then you'll wrap up the pre-shift with any questions, feedback that they want to share with other people. So the goal here is not to check boxes like it is a checklist, right? It is to ensure the guest experience and operational flow are consistent, no matter who is managing the shifts. Why am I saying this? It's not going to be always you. It is going to be other managers that will be running those. So if you have that consistent with every team member, that means all those things are going to be taken care of and we are set for success. We try to keep it overall a template for those pre-shifts, and you can share this with your managers anytime you are training somebody. what they need to touch base on during those. When I said do the walkthrough, you know that walkthrough is including the lights, light bulbs, or anything that we have always been paying attention. If there is a mop head somewhere that they're not supposed to be, there is a piece of towel that on the bookshelf that is not supposed to be. Like, put a customer hat on for just 2 minutes, enter from the literally main entrance, and do a quick through, and you will be amazed how much you are seeing rather than manager hat. Again, this is part of the checklist. Making sure TV is on and always sport channel. Making sure music is on, always in the right volume. And then making sure everything is set and looking great before we open the doors. One important part of it is to make sure every single position has done the opening duties. So we are ready to open the door and give a great experience to the customers. Overall, then it will, during the shift, we know what we pay attention, and those will be originally provided to you different way or any other managers. Like, what is the greeting time when people are seated? Let's make sure we are on the floor. We don't want office managers. We want managers on the floor. If a person gets triple seated, we know they cannot within the 1 minute that we tell them that they need to be greeted. Then as a manager, you will chime in and introduce yourself and then tell them the shuttle will be there. Anything else that comes up, we will be on site handling. All is to keep it at least one, but I love doing 2 touches to tables. The first one, after the appetizers, when they have their bites, right? See how they're enjoying it with them. And second one will be with the entrees. And if you have the time, you will do the third one after dessert, how everything was. Overall experience, right? But if you couldn't get to the first one, then that means you do have another 2 chances, 3 chances. You can still do it. Such post entree and then post dessert when they are dropping the check or when they are leaving the restaurant. It's just make sure we don't just ask how was it with them. That's really simple, easy question. Many people will say good. And it is really you reading the guest. How did they say good, right? I have had a lot of people that I said, good is not enough for us. Tell me more. Like, how can we make it great? And some people might say, no, it's good. I am not a person that I will ever say great to something. But some people might open up and give you the feedback that they were not given before. You can get to the part where you ask more specific questions, right? If they said good and you saw they had ribeye, how was your ribeye? How was the temperature? People are saying this is one of the most tender cuts they ever had. Will you agree? Anything that you can open up and ask more questions, great way to go. And yeah, you do your runs like this during the service hours and then making sure every single guest is happy. Our goal is to make sure people never pay for something they didn't enjoy eating. Not that we want to make the comps, because you do have the discounts and everything you have to keep under, but we never want people to leave this restaurant unhappy. Whatever we need to do, we just need to make sure we fix the problem here instead of them going online and then we fix it in that platform. It is way easier and cost effective to fix it here on the site. Once everybody leaves, then we can start getting allowed closing duties. Same way you did the opening, closing duties needs to go through a checklist and everything where people are doing what they are supposed to do, making sure the restaurant is ready for the next day. So as we discussed previously, we can put those on 7 shifts and they can do their tasks before they clock out. And then once everybody left, you do your own closing checklist. Restaurant is being locked and armed and ready for you to leave. During the shift, if there has been a couple hiccups that needs your attention or follow up with the team member, please try not to leave it to the next day unless it is really challenging topic and you don't want to go on that one after a busy shift. But if it is easy, it is the best time to address because that person knows what they did wrong and you know what they did wrong. So instead of waiting a chance of forgetting about it, have a quick 10 minutes, sit down. Hey, Ali, today you're ringing that with forgetting allergy could cause us to get in trouble. People could die with severe allergies. Like whatever it is, do your follow-up right there, post shift, not in front of other people unless it requires other people's attention. In private, really quick, keep it short. You don't want people posting shift to be here another hour. It is tend to go to really be long, so longer conversations can be next day or coming day that you can call them in earlier and talk about it. And of course, if it is required write-ups, warnings, then you need to have another person as part of our policy. Any warning, write-ups, terminations needs to have a second person in presence, like another manager on site. So we cover our bases.
Even with the warning.
Yeah, even with the warning.
Okay.
I can post feedback meeting is not a warning. Warning is when things get serious and you want to tell them like next time it is going to be a write-up, right? You want to have that. And if you don't have anybody, it's end of the shift, you want to get to it, you can always record. You can start a Teams meeting and then hit record and just let them know you are required to inform whoever it is. Hey, because I don't have the second person in presence, let me just record this one. So we have this on record. I would like to touch base. People don't feel comfortable knowing that they are being recorded. So having that second person is better. Yeah. So overall, coming from manager to the GM, you know what things are going to be different. Yes, you are going to still do the same thing you did day to day during the service, but now you are in charge of everything everybody does, not only what you do. Right? One rule, never assume. If you assume, I assume, Graham assumes, what happens? That becomes a trend. People forget doing things. So tasks are complete. If I do come to you with something, it should never come from you saying, Chef was supposed to do that. Warren was supposed to do that. That person was supposed to take care of it. I told them. Doesn't matter. It is in your court. This is your home. You need to take care of it. Same thing with me. If Graham comes to me and says, I asked you to do this, I will not go say, I told Beyza to do it. I have to own it.
Okay.
And anytime you see something that is missing, document it visually, take pictures, making sure we have taken care of the reports, cache log, paying out to servers if applicable, depending on locations, and then writing our end of shift report on 7 shifts. Again, when we are talking about 7 shifts, we are going to touch base on this one in details. What are the KPIs that we are sharing, right? What things that we should be touching base, and then what we can report. But making sure those are taken care of instead of taking this with you. Oh, some people prefer it. I do prefer those things to be taken care of at the restaurant.
Sometimes, even now, if it's super late, I prefer to take my laptop and leave from gather and write my end of shift notes on my couch here, which I feel like more comfortable and okay, like now it's the time. I took a rest a little bit, so I'm ready to write my end of shift notes because I already have a couple notes as well. Like I remember everything. But yeah, I totally got it.
Yeah, no, sounds good. This is not a requirement. I guess it is more a preference or me giving a little guidance. Is end of the shift when shift is over. Sometimes it is better to end here, but for some people, it is better to go home and put some copy clothes on and then just take care of it there.
Yeah.
Either way works as long as those shift notes are taken care of the same night. Don't be like Ali saying, I will post them tomorrow and then never post them.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Okay. That being said, I think this is overall daily operations review that I was trying to touch base. I'm trying to keep those short because we are going to, which with you, we don't need to anymore, but with new ones, new team members joining us, we will do day-to-day training on the side and go through this all together and create the checklist based on locations. So I think this was a summary. If you do have any questions, feedback here, you can chime in. If not, we can move to the next one.
Yeah, we can move to the next one.
So next one is going to be maintenance and vendor coordination. This one is going to be quite important because if you do keep your maintaining your everything that you have in the restaurant, you at least add another 10, 15 years of life on anything that you see here. And some of them will be taken care of by you as the GM that will be on your calendar to take care of. Some of them are going to require a professional service. So we'll touch base on, I will share screen here in a second. A template that I put together looks like it has not been updated. So you and I, as we discuss everything, as I pass the information to you, we'll let you go back and update it. I think we should take Microsoft Teams or Planner as creating tasks, like recurrent tasks, and create recurrent tasks per each one. So you always have a reminder. And I can put myself, but I can always double check with you to make sure those things are getting scheduled. It's just to know that what is on the schedule coming up and take care of that is what I would expect from you or any other general manager to make sure things don't break down as often as they do. Let's look at here just a small one that I just put together again here. hoods. Hoods are really important for your back of house and for air quality that you have in your restaurant. What happens when they get dirty, all greasy, are not going to get the air out as they are supposed to do. So they need to be on a schedule. And it is not like whenever they get dirty because it is hard to schedule it. As of now, Gather Jackson Hole is on a schedule for 4 times a year, so every quarter. But one thing we realized this year, July to September got really bad, so we had to schedule an extra cleaning. So maybe we will have to adjust this one, do 2 in busy season, and then other 2 in like shorter season. And again, once we update this one, you are going to have this as your vendor information. Every vendor you do use in this restaurant should have it. That's including Amazon, that's including companies here. You should have the information how to reach out to them. As you see, second one here is minor issues, HVAC and refrigeration. Hill is our guy, but like he's 1 call away from us, 1 text away. Usually he will come back to us like in the next day. Remember that you do have 2 different options. One is cheaper option that might take some time. So if things doesn't need like urgent attention, we can call them. But if it is something that needs to be repaired right away, then we got our element 1. And element 1, we only call them when it is really urgent because they do charge us a lot. And especially if it is like post work hours. If you call them after 5 p.m., you are paying double, triple for what you will be paid next day. So this was local. Over the time, I built relationships here with Israel. He's an amazing guy. With, again, 1 text away, sometimes he will be here even at 6 p.m. if something goes wrong. But then we will put here the phone service as well. And then IT Pricer is our IT guy related to any software we are using. Not, I shouldn't say any. Teams and Microsoft, like the workspace that we use, anything related to that one. Once we need them to open new account for another team member or anything, it will be our guys to reach out. Again, this list is just pretty short at this stage. We will have to just update this one. I thought this was enough for now in the beginning because every location is going to have a different list, different vendors and what they do.
What was the last time that you reached out to Israel?
Around
like,
a couple months ago.
On what problem?
Yeah, it was the phones. I wanted him to move the phone here and desk to this side. Or when I added 2 cameras for the basement and the camera for the kitchen, I reached out to him.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's technology related that you don't know how to fix. Let's say internet goes down and you don't really know. But internet goes down, that one is we'll have to add our internet provider to this list so you can reach out to them. But it is just, yeah, like speakers. When I added 2 more speakers, I reached out to Easy. They just do a lot of electronic like this things to take care of repair and fix. So next one, this is the one that again, I put here as a random list right now. We are going to make this as part of Microsoft Planner and make recurrent tasks. So it reminds you, changing your filters. Like that is part of your job. That needs to be changed monthly. And then every time when it is part of Planner, you will just check the box that you changed it, right? There are 2 of them. And then I will have the list here that shows you what is the contact. This one is website. So you just go on website and you order. We use 20 by 25 and we use 14 by 14. And then as soon as you open those links, it will take you there and you will have an account. You will just place the order. You don't have to place order every time you are changing it. I think they come in for 8 packs. So you will order anytime you are using the last one, you will just order the next pack, right?
Okay, yeah.
And
But
then
do we have do we have the specific email or something for the gather, or I need to enter that account with my email
we
account?
can set up an info email account on this one.
Okay.
Yeah. And then checking emergency lights, replacing the batteries. As per fire inspection, you need to check them because if you do get a fire inspection and those are out, then you are going to get a fine or that will make the process longer. So looking at the fire inspection, what things you need to be paying attention and everything as a checklist will be another great way to look at it. But yeah, monthly, again, you check those ones. Cleaning the fans, old refrigerators. He said, if you guys keep cleaning those fans, those are going to give you at least another 10, 15 years in line. So that's how important it is. And in this location, we have that huge CO2 tank. It's literally just being like one time you turn it on, entire dust is gone. And the next one. And then schedule and health cleaning, we touch base on that one. Winterizing HVAC, summarizing HVAC. Winterizing is you want to make sure that they take all the water from the units, clean it up, leave the pipes empty so they don't freeze up in the winter season and then just break. And then you have to deal with that one in the middle of winter when it is extremely cold outside. I have done it 3 times, Beyza. It is not fun. And only one of them was my mistake. The other 2, I assumed because they said, okay, we'll be there tomorrow. And then I assumed they took care of it, but they did not.
Okay. How long does it take to clean all the hoods?
Hoods are long. They will come overnight at like usually 11 p.m. and they will be working until 3, 4 a.m. in the morning.
Okay. Do I need to stay?
Yeah. They know the place. Yeah, they do the cleaning. So that one is not a problem. And then summarizing and winterizing the HVAC system is literally 30 minutes for Hill to take care of. Like summarizing, if you don't let Hill know in right time, then the swamp cooler you have in the kitchen is not going to work. And then your line is going to complain that there's no cold air coming. This is not entire vendor or a maintenance checklist. We will have to have maintenance for each unit you have here, each refrigerator, and make sure you know that maintenance block is taken care of. I'm just giving you an overall, the simple ones that I could put together here. So we could just review it, but we will update this form and then you will have updated version of it with everything you need to know.
Okay.
That means that I can go ahead and stop sharing the screen here. And yeah, tell me if you do have any questions here or overall that makes sense because it is just on schedule.
No, I believe that like we're gonna go over on them like one by one and in person as well.
Yeah.
Together because like at least you need to show me like how I'm gonna clean the refrigerators, especially with the CO2. So yeah, and like the changing the fans as well. So yeah, I'm good for now. Yeah.
All right. The last one here is going to be what we said, health, safety, and ServSafe. So I'm assuming you don't have your ServSafe. So that is your first action item is to go ahead and we will reimburse you for what you pay, but you can take a quick online exam, like first online training and online exam. And we can do a follow-up after this call if you like, and I can walk you through. And then you need to get your ServSafe certificate. So as a manager, it is always hanging here, and per requirement, there has to be one person, multiple people, but one person at least on the site. That is when they do health inspection. Then we'll touch base on health inspections, which I don't think you dealt with them before yet. When the health department comes and they do their health inspection, what are the things that they will be looking at when it comes to data and expiration and cleanliness, everything that we need to touch base, we'll touch base. And we will need to make you a pro on that one. But ServSafe is also going to make you a pro on that one. If you do study, go through the training, and then everything that they will be looking at, front of us and back of us. So this is going to be a long one. Let's make sure we always pass on the first inspection. When they come, we are fully ready. Because sometimes they will schedule, sometimes they will do surprise visits. And then talking about safety, we will look at those things again, as I mentioned, from the fire inspection standpoint and any other safety standpoints, what things we need to make sure that this restaurant is safe. And then ServSafe, as I said, is the kind of the last one here. We need to get that certificate done for you because it is not just a certification. Yeah, it is like daily discipline. It's showing you what you need to do every day, what takes you to look at it. And that will include labeling, doing temperature logs, each refrigerator, each cooler, to make sure that you always check those. It's supposed to be part of your like opening checklist that you check the cooler, make sure it is in the right temperature, check the beverage cooler, bar cooler, making sure those are all the right temperature. And then looking at chemicals in the dishwashers, making sure they are always refilled and it is not out of something. We have to be on top of those things.
But I'm going to learn like all those informations from the ServSafe training. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And then, yeah, I think to get to the point, since this has been almost 40 minutes here, wrap up part of this meeting, our tasks are going to be review and update the maintenance log with the current, but add everything that you need to know. And then review all vendor contacts and make sure they are up to date. As we go, we'll have to do inspection list for 7 shifts and make sure the thing we discussed are part of it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then again, yeah, the biggest one assigned to you right now is going to be join the ServSafe course, get the classes, and then get the certification done.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll
This
take care
will,
of it. So I'm just gonna go through the ServSafe, the website, and then the website is gonna lead me, right? Like
that's
they're gonna
correct.
show
We
me
can
what I'm gonna do.
we
Okay.
can look at the online ones because they do in-person ones only a couple times a year. But now you are really ready to take the lead and manage the restaurant here. So you need to, and maybe we can even make Alvaro get his.
Yeah.
And then I think all chefs already have their own. But moving forward, anytime you do get chef and managers, we need to get these as well.
That's good.
All right. Any questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you so much, Ali. I took
Of
my notes
course.
as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna repeat them. We'll see. And I'm gonna check all the notes over here from the facilitator. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
That sounds great. Thank you so much, Beyza. And we'll see you
Thank
next
you,
time.
Ali. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.